ready. Ready to get in the zone. Now, you're in the red zone with your host, Gene Ponte and Joey Pender.
All right, everybody, another Wednesday night, which means another edition of the Ross Downs Red Zone. Certainly glad you have stepped in and settled down for a few minutes to talk a little high school football. We're looking forward to visiting with you and sharing what we think has been a pretty exciting season so far. Still have, as it was a week ago, the same undefeated teams.
Yeah. You know, we got three teams still undefeated, but one of them
Oak Grove, West Monroe.
Yeah, and Oak Grove almost bit the bullet with a great win, come from behind win to beat Delhi.
Yeah, it was an exciting effort, no question about it. Some of the things we'll talk about tonight, we've got West Washita in the house, we've got St. Frederick in the house, so looking forward to their comments about their upcoming game. A quick note too, yesterday the Louisiana High School Athletic Association on Tuesday morning came out with their original numbers. Not much has changed from a year ago, so reclassification, that decision of whether you're going up or down, happens now.
And Gene, also with that is forming districts. You know, when you change classes or somebody moves out, so normally somebody has to move in, so there's a lot of shuffling going around and coaches trying to team up to stay together as a district.
No question about it. We kind of gave you a peek as to who's doing what here on the show a couple of weeks ago, but as they get a little bit closer to putting the bow on that thing and wrapping it up, we'll certainly let you know how things are turning out. Time for us to take a quick break, our first of the night. When we come back, we've got St. Frederick. They are on deck, but in the meantime, take a look at this week's polls and our power ratings.
When you're thinking wings, there's only one place to go. Go Wings, where you'll find many unique wing flavors to choose from. Hot lemon pepper, bacon bourbon, garlic parmesan, buffalo ranch, and much more. There's hand-dipped corn dogs and fresh squeezed lemonade, too. And always make room for dessert, because the fried pies are phenomenal. Who can resist a fried apple or lemon pie? Open from 11 to late, 7 days a week. Go Wings. It's where to go for wings.
It's been a few years since my playing days.
Even longer for me, but the dedication to hard work,
The competition too, Dad.
has laid the foundation for the type of attorneys we are.
Our team at the Downs Law Firm is proud to support our local high school football programs.
All season long, you'll hear us on K104 Friday Night Scoreboard Show, and this year we're helping to raise money for local charities as part of our Game of the Week.
Winning on and off the field.
It's what we do.
Get in the game. Call Ross.
At Sonic, we're dedicated to the future of this community.
That's why we're a proud sponsor of the Sonic Drive-In Red Zone Scholarship.
A $2,000 scholarship will be awarded to a deserving high school senior, and in turn will be used to help further his or her education at the college of that student's choice.
Applications can be picked up at any participating Sonic Drive-In in Monroe, West Monroe, Jonesboro, or Winfield, and all entries are due in or before November 12th. Sonic Drive-In and Red Zone, proving students are winners.
High school football in the Arklamis. It's where hometown legends are made. It's where loyal fans come together every Friday night. Some call it an obsession. At NBC 10, we call it a proud tradition. And no one covers your team like our team.
are, and we are off and running with the Warriors of St. Frederick. And first-year head coach Andy Robinson, nice enough to bring a couple players, but in here to talk a little football. And man, first of all, congratulations on the run so far, Andy. 6-2. I don't know if that's what your expectations were when you got this thing started, but I'm sure you got to be pretty happy with where you are.
Well, that was one of the things coming in. We felt like we had some experienced guys coming back at some key positions, and they've been a program that's had some recent success. So it's not like you were walking into a bad program. It was just trying to upgrade some things and try to find some new guys and try to fulfill some roles. And that's what we've done so far. We've been fortunate to get where we're at, but by no means that's the end goal. And we still have a few games left that we have to finish up some things. You and I have known each other for a long time, so it's kind of nice. I remember when you got the job, coming in and kind of putting your stamp on a program, and first chance you've had to do that. So it's obviously, I know you got to be excited. I am, and like I said, there was some really good coaches that were in place there that I was fortunate enough to kind of stay there, and those guys do a great job on a daily basis, and I lean on them for a lot of information and the things that we do, operation-wise, and it's worked out well so far. Well, you got two guys I know you lean on pretty hard as it relates to football that have joined us tonight, so introduce those two. Well, first guy to my left is our starting senior free safety wide receiver, Ford Sparks. He's been a 3-year starter for us there, played a lot of football. He's kind of a throwback player. If you come watch us play on Thursday or Friday nights, he's going to be a guy that's all over the place. He's played as many as 180 snaps in a ball game this year, so he's a true Iron Man as far as that goes, and we're fortunate enough that he stayed healthy up to this point because he's really productive for us on both sides. And then also brought another senior, Andy Williams, our starting quarterback. He started every game at that position this year, finished the year as a starting quarterback. One of the true leaders of our program, has done a really good job up to this point executing the things that we asked him to do and not turning the ball over and trying to win games in the fourth quarter. He's done a good job of those things, and so I'm excited to have these two guys here with me. Ford, I've had the opportunity to drop in and, if not videotape, but watch you guys a couple of times, maybe 2 or 3 times this year. And Coach is right. You guys kind of have done a lot of new things with this program, the system that he's kind of brought in. Talk to me, first of all, about learning that change as a senior and obviously the success y'all have had with it.
The transition was pretty smooth with a good coach coming in first year, new offense. But like you said, a lot of coaches that we've had before, so that helped us, just kind of lean in. And so it wasn't that bad of a transition, trying to get the younger guys so we have a little bit of depth. But other than that, it's going pretty good.
Let's talk about your offensive line. Though, those guys most of the time don't get any credit unless the coach is yelling at them. So talk about some of them guys up front.
Well, all of them are phenomenal athletes. They all come out there, they play hard every down. I mean, they protect me and allow me to do things that I couldn't do without them.
I tell you what, we were at the game doing early show, game of the week, Gene, and we watched this young man throw 2 touchdowns against this Allen.
Hey, and Andy, I was going to ask you that too. That's been one of the things that's been kind of different about Warrior football. Not to take anything or disrespect any coach prior to Andy, but we see the long ball at St. Fred's these days, and I know you're excited to be a part of that as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's always fun to switch it up every once in a while and try to beat them deep.
Hey, Andy, what do you think has been the one point this year where you could tell they clicked and they're getting it, and you've seen that improvement along the way? Well, just the different situations we've been in up to this point, the different challenges week to week. We play in probably one of the toughest 1A districts in the state. Yeah. There's a lot of different variety of offenses and defenses and really good coaching that goes on in the district. But last week had to be a big stepping stone for us to be on the road down at halftime by 10 points and kind of get these guys together and, kind of challenge them to see if we could bounce back and get off the mat. And they were able to do that. We came up with some key plays in the game. We were able to score a few more points than they did in the second half and walked out there with a win. So that was something that was really important. But we talk about it all the time. I try to prepare them for every situation that may come up. And, hopefully you can accomplish that and then get your goal getting in the playoff tournament and then see where you go from there. Ford, you guys have a short week this week. You got Ouachita Christian coming to the house on Thursday night. We can call it a rival game if you like, but I know a lot of you fellas know each other from both teams, and that game makes it fun. But talk to me about playing a good football team like OCS.
Like you said, good football team, and it's one of those games when you get your schedule in the summer that you kind of circle. Yeah. And like you said, I do know a bunch of those guys, and they're a good football team. They're clicking, scoring a bunch of points, and So we're going to have to be ready on defense for a showdown.
One thing I want to point out, Gene, is Coach Andy here, his daddy was a coach at Delhi. And for him to be throwing the football around is just odd. Because I don't think Corky threw 3 passes in 20 years. So, Coach, you're doing a wonderful job there, and it's good to see you open it up. But I guess with a guy like this, you can.
Yeah, well, we appreciate it. And, you know, the scheme of what you do and the things you try to change week to week and add and try to get better at. And throwing the football is something that we've kind of focused on. And, you know, we're just going to kind of play our game and see where we end up and see how we finish the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Hey, Andy, you're running a good defense from OCS, although Oak Grove may have exposed a few things a couple weeks ago, but I know you're ready to get after those guys as well.
Yes, sir. They're always a great team. They're a tough competition, but I think we got a few key players that can help us get past them.
And how crazy, we're already in week 9, huh?
Week 9, I tell you, it's, you know, I say it all the time, this is my first year, obviously, as a head coach, and things have flown by. You know, it seems like yesterday we were getting ready for week 1 with D'Arbonne Woods, but week 9's here. You know, it's not going to go backwards. The schedule's going to move forward, and we have to do the same as a football team.
Very nicely done, guys. Enjoy the run, especially as seniors. I'll tell you, it flies by. I don't have to tell y'all. All right, folks, the St. Frederick Warriors starting things off tonight on the Red Zone. We've got a lot more football to talk about, and we'll kick that thing off when we come back.
You're the first one up in the morning. You're ready for the day, and you've got a lot to do. But sometimes you need a bigger shovel. For over 17 years, Kepper Dirt and Equipment Rental has been keeping the big boys in the big toys. Doesn't matter if you're a hunter, farmer, contractor, or you just like getting dirty. We've got the steel to get the job done right. Kepper Dirt and Equipment Rental. Work done right.
If chronic pain limits your life, the doctors at Louisiana Pain Care can offer non-surgical treatments like epidural steroid injections.
An epidural steroid injection is a non-surgical treatment we perform for neck, mid-back, and low back pain. Spinal injections should be performed by board-certified specialists, and we are the only board-certified pain management doctors here in Northeast Louisiana. Most patients return to their normal activities right away.
If chronic pain limits your life, see the specialist at Louisiana Pain Care.
Body aches can be tough on your day-to-day life, but they're preventable. Chiropractic care is not about pills and surgery. It's about solving the problem, not just the symptoms, the natural way. If you have aches and pains or headaches, chiropractic care can get you back on the road to feeling better. In Northeast Louisiana, patients have relied on the professionalism of Dr. Bob Rendina at the Chiro Network Chiropractic Center in Ruston. You should too, and get back to living.
Who's making the big plays? Find out who's the Beast of the Week. Nominate your favorite high school football star on myarcalmist.com now. Every Thursday night, we'll announce last week's Beast of the Week on Fox 14 News at 9. Brought to you by these sponsors.
Let's talk scholarship, because we got about 3 weeks left for you to get by any of our local Sonic drive-ins in Monroe, West Monroe, Winfield, and Jonesboro. And folks, we're giving away a $2,000 college scholarship to a deserving senior, boy or girl. All you have to do is get by the restaurants, grab an application, get that thing turned in ASAP.
You know, Gene, a senior can go through the drive-in, pick up a drink, pick up an application, and be on the way. And, you know, parents, I would be encouraging this.
Pay a couple of dollars for a drink, maybe get $2,000 in return.
That dog will hunt.
Yeah, every time. All right, Joey, let's talk a little football. The best game of the night, at least it turned out to be, in our opinion, we were talking about it Friday, was Delhi hosting Oak Grove. That thing turned out to be high scoring and back and forth the entire night.
Well, it was clear it could have went either way, Gene.
No question.
You know, Oak Grove had to come back at the end to win that thing, and that's a sign of a good football team, but Delhi is doing good.
You're seeing some of the footage of that ball game. Brandon Williams looked great throwing the ball again for the Bears, and of course their defense came to play as well, but Otis Moore for the Tigers really showed out.
Good night. He had 11 carries, 160 yards, 3 touchdowns. Wyatt Rawls also had a good night with 135 yards on 16 carries.
Hey, and a quick shout out too to Keenan Caldwell, 8 tackles, a couple of sacks for the Tigers. You just saw one of them there. This week, Oak Grove is hosting Cicely Allen. Delhi goes to Tensong. Ouachita Christian, meanwhile, did a nice job of bouncing back off of that tough loss to the Tigers 2 weeks ago. Handled Tensong rather convincingly. In fact, really jumped on these guys. Let's go to some of the highlights from the other night. It was homecoming, by the way, for the Eagles, so certainly another reason to celebrate a big win. But, boy, that Turner-Carr, Will Fitzhugh combo was in working good.
Well, I'll tell you, Will Fitzhugh had 3 touchdowns, Gene, the other night. Gavin Shepard also on the defensive side of the ball had a pick 6 for a touchdown. Real good run back for it. And, you know, he also had 2 TDs on the night. So Gavin had a good night also, Gene.
Well, the Eagles win it big, and now they're getting ready for a matchup tomorrow night. Ought to be a lot of fun with this one at St. Fred's. Coach?
I tell you what, we have a St. Frederick team this Friday night that's playing really good football right now. Both of us stand at 6-2 overall records, and so this is a big ball game as far as getting a home field game, home playoff game in the first round. Again, both of us are sitting right there between number 5 to 7 as far as the power ratings are concerned, and so this is a big ball game. Andy Williams has been playing quarterback there, leading those guys for several years now. He rushed for 200 yards against us last year as a junior, and he's better this year. He can run, he can throw, has several targets to throw to as well. And then defensively, they're playing great defense right now. They're always sound. Ford Sparks leads the defense, all-state defensive back last year as a junior. And again, he's the leader over there on that defensive side of the ball. So this is a big ball game for us this week. Play on Thursday night. So that accelerates everything. We're going to have to get ready for their diversified offense, on a shorter week. And then again, we got to make sure we execute things on the offensive side of the ball as well.
Hey, also everybody in 1A football the other night, Jonesboro Hodge went over to Arcadia. Remember, we had the Hornets here a week or so ago talking about this matchup, and they were feeling pretty good about their chances. But boy, Coach Blankenship, his defense played a whale of a game, I thought, and came away with a dominating win, Joey.
Well, and DeAndre Hall led the defense, Gene. He had 9 tackles, 1 interception, and a fumble recovery. What a good night.
Well, the Tigers seem to be hitting their stride, and it couldn't probably have come at a better time. They'll host Ringgold on Friday night. Of course, most of you coaches always like to say there'll be games like this. And for Cedar Creek, there was one of those games like this last Friday night. Played a very good Cicely Allen football team, a program that has certainly come a long way. But boy, they lost that thing on a Hail Mary at the end.
And what a tough way to lose it, Gene. Those kind of games hang with you for a while.
Well, hopefully not too very long, because the Cougars have to rebound. This coming Friday night, they have Delta Charter at home. And, of course, we asked Coach Brown about it. Coach?
Good team. They have a kid that's signing with Tulane, receiver, runs real well. Quarterback's a feisty little guy. He's a catcher on the baseball team, good athlete. Throw it around a little bit, They try and get outside on the sweep, so another big task for us this week.
Of course, we made mention about the Hornets just a couple of minutes ago. How they respond to that defeat to Jonesboro Hodge will be important for them here in Week 9 and even going into the playoffs. Good football team, but just couldn't slow down anybody.
No, and that Russell kid, C.J. Russell, he's leading the northwestern part of the state in rushing. What a good night. He had 118 yards against Jonesboro, so that's a heck of a player.
Well, with all due respect to the Block Bears, who they will play on Friday, it could be a big night for him again. Coach?
Yeah. And it's a good test, and I preach to our guys all the time. You always want that competition, Never shy away from the moment or the competition you have, because it's only going to make you better.
All right, everybody, taking a peek at this week's action. Again, in 1A, Cicely Allen going up to the Grove. Logansport taking on the LaSalle Tigers. J.B. Hodge is at home, as is Hinesville and Homer. Isn't that one of the longest? I think it is the oldest high school rivalry game in the state of Louisiana.
I tell you, I don't know if it's the longest, Gene, but they hate each other. It goes way back.
All right, everybody, Tensas, Cedar Creek, Block, all at home. And again, plain dealing at Lincoln Prep, that ball game on Thursday night. All right, let's switch gears a little bit, talk a little 2A football, and we'll talk about the Rayville Hornets, who you'll remember were on the show once again a few weeks ago. Maybe only just a couple of weeks ago, but it was right after they had won their first ball game of the year. They've won 2 of those since, so now they've won 3 straight. And just as Limp Bursey said, starting to play pretty good football. They stepped out of district play this week with a ball game against Loyola Prep. But as Coach tells us, it's important about what they're doing as they get to the end.
You know, I've always had that mentality. You know, it's not where you start, it's how you finish. I'd rather be 5-0 at the end and start off 0-5. Now, it's not pretty. It's a grind on your body, but we've always pleased at where we end up at the end of the season.
All right, the Mangum Dragons continue to struggle a little bit, but we know that's had a lot to do with a much younger football team. But I'm telling you, folks, Tommy Thorpe is the guy who gets things happening in Dragonland, and he has over the last for years there. But so while they're struggling this year, I don't think that's a footprint or a black eye to certainly the success that they've had there. They'll turn things around in time, I promise you that. Had a tough loss, but now they've got to try to get back this week.
You know, Cam Wilmore, the running back, he had a 100-yard rush the other night, a touchdown. And what a good football player. But, you know, it goes through cycles, Gene. Public schools do. And Tommy's just on the way down, but he'll bring it back.
No question about it. They host Vidalia on Friday.
We got Vidalia here at home at 7 o'clock. A really good football team. Coach Faircloth, as everyone knows, is back coaching them again. He's reinvigorated that program, and they throw it around, which is kind of out of character for most of the teams he's ever coached, but they got a young man that can throw it, and it'll be quite a test for us.
All of these teams, I think, are headed into the postseason, as will Delhi Charter. I think they come in the power ratings this week at number 24, so obviously they'll see a week 11. They struggled this past week against a very good General Trask team, but had some highlights, especially defensively, Joey.
Yeah, defensively, 2 big interceptions down on the goal line. Brandon Campbell made one, and Cameron McDaniel made one also. And, you know, that stops 2 big touchdowns right there.
Well, they better stop a lot of them this week. They have Faraday.
Faraday, that's, you know, one of the teams that's predicted to play in the Dome. I think right now it has to be that with the few numbers that we got, the number of kids that go both ways, they don't get tired. They work hard every day at practice, and, you know, they give us everything they got for 4 quarters.
Do not nap on those Gators, everybody. Here's the 2A schedule. Rayville again at home. We just talked about Vidalia host at Mangum. Lakeview and Winfield will meet up on Friday night. Delhi Charter, Darbone Woods, and Beekman Charter all hosting home games on Friday night here in Week 9. Time to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, Matt Middleton and the Chiefs of West Washita will visit with us. We'll see you in a few.
It's nothing more than a story.
At Highcombe Eye Center, restoring your vision is our passion. Pioneering new technology and setting new standards in cataract care. Exclusively at Highcombe Eye Center, we offer the combination of the precision of the Aura as well as the planned accuracy of the Varian Alcon Duet.
Cataract surgery with the Aura and Varian system is the next step in personalized surgery in ophthalmology. It truly improves the patient's vision and improves their lives.
Call to schedule your cataract evaluation.
Introducing Sonic's Crispy Tenders. They're flavorful, they're crispy, they're flispy. Yeah, that's it. Flispy. Sonic's Crispy Tender Dinner. Hurry in and try it today. This is how you Sonic.
In life, some things just go together. Like a burger and fries. And home and auto insurance from State Farm. So make it a combo. Combining your home and auto insurance could save you time and money. And who doesn't like that? Just call State Farm agent Jeff Lamont and find out how you can start saving today. It's just another way we're here to help life go right.
Hi, I'm Ross Downs. Has a car wreck turned your life into a mess? Let me handle all that stress. For over 20 years, I've represented thousands of clients and have recovered tens of millions of dollars on their behalf. I aggressively take on the big insurance companies.
I'm Earl Ross Downs. Is an insurance company bullying you around? Hire the Downs Law Firm. We won't back down.
Car wreck, big truck wreck? Call us now at 325-7677.
Fox 14.
the official home for NFL and New Orleans Saints football.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Red Zone here on a Wednesday night. I got Matt Middleton with West Ouachita. Kind of told you that was coming up to talk a little Chiefs football. And first of all, great seeing you, pal. Glad to have you in the TV world.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
Chiefs right now, everybody struggled as far as win-loss record. We're 2-6 heading into week 9 here. Different reasons for that we'll get into. But you got a good football team and still in that transition stage, Matt. Here is the second year as the head coach.
Yeah, you know, it's been a tough go with injuries. We're extremely young right now, but you know that's no excuse. We've got to find a way to be successful. And as far as where we're headed, I'm proud of these guys, and I think the future is extremely bright. But you know, anytime you got a group of seniors, you want to be winning now.
Yeah.
Go through that, but never been through the injury bug like this before, so it's definitely been a first.
At one point in time, I think you were 10, 11, 12 guys who had started back in week 1 and 2, not playing.
We're at 8 out for the entire year.
Wow.
Tough deal.
Well, let's talk about a couple of guys you got with us. I know they've been some players for you.
Yeah, I've got Tobias Owens. It's immediately to my left. Tobias has played quarterback and running back for us most of the year. And then next to him, he's number 1, and next to him is Garrison Louder. Garrison starts defensive end for us. He's number 53, and both these guys are very instrumental in what we're trying to do and are very good football players.
Hey, Garrison, you guys, I thought slowed down a pretty good Neville football team early in that thing. Defensively, you guys were, I think, playing pretty darn strong football.
Yes, sir. We were playing real hard, and we were giving it our best, and we're trying to play strong.
But I noticed that, you know, we do the scoreboard after the game, and several of those games early in the year, y'all would have the lead in the second half, and boom, 2 or 3 mistakes happen, or somebody would get hurt, and then, you know, and that's a sign of a young football team.
It is, and you know, our first 4 games of the year was Sterlington, Loyola, Pineville, North Webster. We were either leading or tied at the end of the third quarter, and we dropped all 4, which is difficult to do. So, Coach, we're just trying to find a way to finish.
That's right.
And grow up a little bit, but you know, the future's bright, and we've been through some tough ones. So.
Yeah.
Hey, Tobias, let's talk a little bit about Coach Middleton's system. You guys obviously had to learn that a year ago, but I think y'all have gotten better and better with it as the 2 years have gone along. It doesn't take very long for your offensive lineman to hold a block to get you through that thing. But talk to me a little bit about the transition with Coach Middleton and then how you guys have progressed along the way.
The first year it was kind of rough, and then as we went along, it kind of came and gelled. But this year it's like it's gotten a lot better, knowing that like the linemen we had last year, they played a lot, and they come in and they already know what to do. So it's kind of like it's just like clockwork.
Defensive end wise, do you like rushing the passer? I know you long and lanky. Can you get there?
I do like rushing. I think that is the most fun about being on the defensive line. I am long and lanky, but it's always something to work on. Always something to work on.
Hey, Matt, you guys are obviously played a very competitive, very tough district. I think Franklin Parish has lifted their game up a little bit. Bastrup's throwing it all over the yard. Give me your thoughts on ways to slow them down, although I know you're certainly not going to tell me too much.
Coach Pender knows better than anybody. I mean, I believe 2 4A is one of the best 4A districts in the state of Louisiana. And each and every week you got to be ready to go. But, you know, Neville is what Neville is. They're great. Bastrop, Adrian's done a great job with those guys. We've got them Friday. And then obviously Franklin Parish is rolling too. So, you know, everybody on our schedule, if we went to playoffs today, that all 10 teams we face would be in. And we're still, believe it or not, still in the bubble where we're at. So we got to find a way to be successful. We got to find a way to try to slow Bastrop down. That's hard to do with the guys they've got coming back. But they're special, but hey, these group of guys that I have beside me are resilient along with that team, and we've been in some close games. We just got to find a way to finish, but we know that if we can just hang around some point with our running game, if we can control the clock, which is what we're good at doing, then hopefully we'll be able to find some success.
Hey, Tobias, talk to me real quick about this last stretch run. You got 2 games, a lot of times as seniors, even juniors. I mean, you got an opportunity to still make something really positive happen. Talk to me about your mindset and your teammates' thoughts going into this last couple of weeks.
We're actually gonna like give forth our most effort that we have going into it. I know like we got a lot of people hurt right now, and like giving what they got, and we're gonna go in looking forward to winning these 2 last games, make it into the playoffs.
Bring up a point that he just brought up about being the toughest district. When I was coaching at West Washita, Coach Tioga and Grant came into our district, and the first thing they said is, we don't belong here. You know, so that's just how much respect this district has around the state.
Well, Matt, I know you and I stay in touch a good bit and doing some great things. I know that community, West Washita, that thing has really exploded. People are so all in.
It has. It's growing. That's definitely a lot of growth going on. We're on the verge, the bubble of being 5A and 4A. You know, I mean, we're going to be really, really close.
Yeah.
But the one thing about these guys and where we're at, we're going to play who we got to play and have fun doing it. And we're really close, Gene. We're really close.
All right, everybody. The Chiefs of West Washita at home senior night for you guys. That's going to be pretty cool.
Be fun. Last time for Garrison to suit up and Tobias Jr., but going to miss these guys. They've been the foundation of what we're trying to do. And the older guys are the ones that always come in and they're on the front end, but they're helping us get to where we want to go.
Hey, Garrison, find a way to make these next couple special, man.
That's right.
Sir. You and your other senior teammates. All right, everybody, these are the Chiefs. When we come back on the other side of the break, we'll talk about the rest of the teams in that tough district. We'll do that after this.
Louisiana Delta Community College is your community college. Whatever your aspirations, we're here to help. We offer transfer degrees if you'd like to continue on to university life. We offer associate degrees that can take you to the workforce or to a university. We even offer programs that teach you only the skills you need for the job. And that's not all. If you think you missed out because you didn't earn your high school degree, we can even help with that. Call us today. We have 8 locations to serve you. Louisiana Delta Community College.
$2.99 for a Car Hop Classic. What a steal.
Steal. That's a heist. Put this on.
Oh, it's a disguise.
I don't think I can eat in this. It's all part of the plan, my friend.
Get a quarter-pound double cheeseburger or a Slinger Plus Tots for $2.99. Try it today.
Welcome to River Grill, a relaxed, friendly place to dine in Monroe. There's always something going on. Stop in for Tito's Taco Tuesday. Watch the game at our place and sample our game day appetizer menu. Unwind with our daily drink specials. During happy hour, get half off domestic bottles and house wine. Have weekend brunch at River Grill and sip on bottomless mimosas and our signature Build Your Own Bloody Mary. And listen out for live music on our patio. There's always something going on at River Grill.
High school football in the Arklamis. It's where hometown legends are made. It's where loyal fans come together every Friday night. Some call it an obsession. At NBC 10, we call it a proud tradition. And no one covers your team like our team.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Ross Downs Red Zone. Again, we're coming to you from Go Wings right here in Monroe, located, right off of Highway 165 as you go toward the university. And the house looking kind of full today with a nice group in here. And hope you'll come by and certainly try out their food. It's always been very, very good to the two of us and our crew. All right, let's talk 4A football. We heard Matt Middleton say a minute ago that obviously they've got that ball game with Bastrop this Friday night. They had a lot of success in their game against Franklin on Friday. As you look at some of that ball game, this thing was probably a little bit closer early on than maybe some anticipated. But hey, the Patriots have a good team, and but it was the offensive firepower of the Rams that got them rolling.
Yeah, Kyrese Lawrence had a real good night, Gene. 15 carries, 158 yards, had 3 touchdowns. What a weapon he is for Bastrop Rams.
Boy, and that quarterback, Quintarius Hawkins, continues to get it done. Nice victory for them. Here's Coach's thoughts on the Chiefs.
Got West Washita playing well as of late. Matt Middleton really got those guys turning on all cylinders. we go into West Ouachita, and we looking for another good game.
All right, thanks, Adrian. Of course, also in 4A football, the Neville Tigers continue to kind of set the pace in that district. They beat West Ouachita, had an explosive second quarter that I think really kind of separated them from the Chiefs.
Yeah, Andrew Brister, I mean, he had a great night. He's 5 of 6. He was pinpoint accuracy. He also threw 2 touchdowns, Gene. I think this is going to be an outstanding quarterback for Northeast Louisiana.
Hey, and Mickey's getting a nice balance out of both of those guys at that position. But anyway, Tigers win it and look impressive, like I said, in doing it 54-21. We asked them about their ball game on Friday down at Franklin Parish. Mickey?
Franklin Parish, I think, is a very improved football team. When you look at their record, I think they're better than their record would tell you. Their offense is extremely hard to defend, something we don't see much of. So we've got our hands full defending them. And then offensively, we got to find ways to score points ourselves and then play great in the kicking game, too. So we feel like this is a big challenge for us this week. It's on the road, and our kids got to get ready to go play.
All right, before we talk about Franklin Parish and their effort, although we did just make mention of them against Bastrop, I want to remind all of you Patriot fans out there, and let me say Winsboro Wildcat fans, that in Week 10, they, like so many other schools in our area, will be playing on Thursday night.
One of the assistant coaches over at West Ouachita, I think he's the girls basketball coach, Coach Jimbo Murphy. His father was the head coach of the 1967 Winsboro Wildcats. That 67 Winsboro team was the state runner-up. They lost to Kinder in the state championship game. And that night, when we play West Ouachita on November 1st, we're going to honor that 1967 state runner-up team. And we're going to have Coach Jimbo Murphy will be down here. He's going to sit in for his father, and all 3 of his assistants are all still alive, all still going to be here. And I think we've reached close to 35 or 40 people who are on that team, several all-state players. And we're going to have a big tent in the end zone that night and cook a little bit to eat. And we're going to get as many pictures as we can, and we're going to let them have a big night. Just one of those things where, the opportunity's here, and I'm a big history guy, so I believe in honoring everyone that you can, that was here before, and we're not only just going to honor the Winsboro teams. We've got some teams from Gilbert, Wisner, and Crowell we're going to honor too later on. So, but that Thursday night's going to be a big deal.
What I understand is that Donnie Easterling is actually going to speak at halftime.
That's going to be pretty cool stuff.
That could be real interesting.
They had some great football players coming that through. Booger McFarland, a former Winsboro Wildcat. But anyway, that's coming up in Week 10, so we'll hope you'll at least mark it on your calendar. Meanwhile, as you see it, some of that footage from their ball game the other night, obviously they lost to Bastrop, but did have some positive things. They're going to have to play well this coming weekend if they're going to hang with the Tigers, even though they're at home.
Neville's coming into town, and they're what I always say is kind of your measuring stick. They're the program that, a lot of people want to blueprint a lot of things that they do. And, one thing they have that I think we don't have here yet and a lot of places don't is tradition. And they're able to do a lot of things because of tradition. And that takes nothing away from the outstanding staff they have and some outstanding players. But it's going to be a battle for us. But I think, once again, our number one goal for us is to take care of us first. Take care of fumbles, take care of turnovers, and, little things, missed tackles here and there and big plays. So I think as long as we do our job, we, have a possible chance to stay in the game late and maybe pull out an upset.
Boy, it's real simple for Friday night on the 4A side. Again, Neville goes down to Winsboro, and Bastrop takes on the Chiefs out at their place in what will be senior night for West Ouachita. MAIS football this coming week, guess what? Playoff time. And for River Oaks, that means a home game. And what could be a pretty good football game for them. They will be hosting Greenville Christian. So we sent our Chris Demersion out there to talk with Coach Robert Hanna about the matchup. Chris, take it away, man.
All right, Jan and Joey, thanks. I've got Robert Hanna, head coach of the River Oaks Mustangs, here with me. Coach, hard to believe, while every other team in the LHSA is playing Week 9 and Week 10, we're already talking playoffs. Playoffs?
Yeah, that's right. First week of the playoffs. We've already been through our 10-game schedule, 2 weeks ahead of everybody. We're excited. The kids have accomplished what we started out to. The record's not what we wanted, but the main goal was a district championship and host a playoff game. So we're here, now we need to take advantage of it.
Well, a 500 record, check. Host a playoff game, check. You got a pretty good Greenville Christian team coming into town. For those of us who aren't familiar with Greenville Christian, what's one thing that really stands out about these guys when you look at them on film?
Well, when we watch it on film, it's team speed. They're very athletic, have a lot of speed, which is going to create problems for our defense. You know, we got to be in the right spot at the right time. Everybody's got to do their assignment, keep everything in front of us.
You know, Coach, you guys, I saw in the last couple of games of the season, you won your last couple to get into this good spot in the postseason. You know, offensively, you guys seem to be really rolling on the side of the football. Who has really stepped up for you guys and provide, I guess, a little statistical information for our audience out there?
Well, I think probably the first thing you have to look at is, especially last week, was the offensive line. They gelled. It looked like they were really coming off the ball together, knew their assignments, and created holes for our running backs, Tyler Avery and Cody Tyndall.
You know, since the last time we were out here, you guys have won that game, but you guys really surged the rest of the season. How have you guys grown as a whole from week 1 to week 11?
Well, hopefully we've grown together as more of a team. You know, we had some new people. We put in some spots on the offensive line and the defensive line. And, you know, offensive line takes a while to gel, learn assignments, do things right. And I think the last couple of weeks we've seen improvement there. And, you know, everybody wanted to be where we are, and they're getting better at what we do.
Coach, to go on a deep postseason run, in your opinion, what's it going to take?
Well, and for us to be successful, of course, is to get off to a great start Friday night, and then stay free of injuries. We had one injury Friday night in the district game. We're hoping he'll be back, Bradley Black. But, you know, that's the thing you got to stay away with. With our numbers, we can't afford a lot of injuries. We have to stay healthy, and then we have to stay hungry. The kids have got to want to keep getting better and better and keep improving.
Hey, speaking of Bradley Black, I've heard a lot of good things about him. How much of a player has he been for you guys in 2018?
Well, he's a good athlete. He makes some plays for you, makes big plays for you, and you know that part of the secondary you're going to miss. So we'll just have to try and put somebody in there for right now and hope he gets well in a hurry.
All right, head coach Robert Hanna of the River Oaks Mustangs have a pretty good Greenville Christian team coming into Monroe Friday night at 7 o'clock. Gene and Joey, back to you in the studio.
All right, thanks, Chris. Of course, Riverfield Academy, they too are in the playoffs, and they will be in action on Friday night, but they'll take their show on the road as the 13th seed at Central Hines with Coach Boyd Cole and all his Raiders. The best of luck on Friday night. All right, everybody, commercial break time. When we come back, Joey and I will sit down and talk a little bit about the teams in 5A. See you in a few.
$2.99 for a Car Hop Classic. What a steal.
Steal. That's a heist. Put this on.
Oh, disguise.
I don't think I can eat in this. It's all part of the plan, my friend.
Get a quarter-pound double cheeseburger or a Slinger Plus Tots for $2.99. Try it today.
Hungry for a big juicy steak? How about a rack of barbecue ribs? Well, there's no better place for meat than Randall's Fine Meats. Juicy, fresh-cut 1855 steaks, boudin and boudin balls, daily rib specials, just $11.99 a slab, stuffed pork chops, fresh-made meat pies, boiled shrimp, fried cracklins, big bone chicken, and stuffed potatoes. Randall's caters. Call and let us cater your next event. It's fresh every day at Randall's Fine Meats on the corner of Old Sterlington Road and Fink's Hideaway in Monroe.
Welcome to River Grill, a relaxed, friendly place to dine in Monroe. There's always something going on. Stop in for Tito's Taco Tuesday. Watch the game at our place and sample our game day appetizer menu. Unwind with our daily drink specials. During happy hour, get half off domestic bottles and house wine. Have weekend brunch at River Grill and sip on bottomless mimosas and our signature Build Your Own Bloody Mary. And listen out for live music on our patio. There's always something going on at River Grill.
Football in the Arklamis. It's where hometown legends are made. It's where loyal fans come together every Friday night. Some call it an obsession. At NBC 10, we call it a proud tradition. And no one covers your team like our team.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the show. Joey Pender, Gene Ponte sitting in with you on a Wednesday night as we knock on the door to week 10 of the high school football season, which is still so amazing to me. 5A football, no one has come close to slowing down West Monroe. They made it look easy against Pineville the other night in just about every facet of the game.
What I'm going to tell you is, I don't know who's going to beat West Monroe. I don't know if anybody in the state can play with them.
Well, they, like I said, got a nice, well-deserved victory the other night. Cam Wright getting it done again. Michael Hamburg, another score. Charlie Norman got it in the end zone. Boy, a lot of folks did. And anyway, it was a nice W. This week they go to Ouachita. They have not lost to the Lions since 1994.
I don't think anybody in this state has played the competition thus far that we played, and that's, you know, we want good people. We want our weaknesses exposed, and they've done that. You know, McGill Tulane. Who else has played a team of their caliber? Probably Longview, Texas. But McGill is an outstanding football team in the state of Alabama. You know, you play John Arrett, who I think right now has lost one ball game. They're 6-1. They're ranked about 5th or 6th in the state. You know, they're a pretty good football team too. Noxubee County is always a good football team. And of course, how about Neville? And then Ruston. You know, those who are not slouches. So I would put our schedule, the first 6 games, probably better than anybody else in the state.
I tell you, Ouachita is going to have to find a way to slow down Garrett Common. He had, I think, his best performance of the year is 14-18, a little over 200 yards and a few scores. He no doubt has them playing very well offensively. They had over 500 total yards the other night. But Ouachita also, I think, playing good football, and they're going to try to stop the Rebels from winning their 23rd straight district championship.
Well, I can tell you, Carl Glass is a leader on that defense for Ouachita. He's got over 100 tackles so far this year. He's going to have a big night.
All right, well, naturally, we caught up with Jeff Fitzgerald and got his thoughts on Friday night's big game. Coach?
We've got West Monroe this Friday night in the Lions Den. Just another District 2-5A game, and we look forward to those guys coming over here. And it's always a big game, and it's always a fun atmosphere. And, you know, anytime Ouachita and West Monroe get together, it's going to be exciting. You know, we've got to play physical defensively, and we've got to continue to cover as we've been covering. We've done a decent job against the pass this year, and then we've got to be physical in the box against the run, because as they've shown, they're able to run the football as well as throw it this year. So they're a very good football team coming in here Friday night. Offensively, we're going to do what we do, and we're going to spread it out and run it a little bit, sling it around a little bit, and just do what we do. And, you know, our kids are comfortable in the system that we're running, and so we're going to continue down that path.
Ruston Bearcats, meanwhile, are back in the friendly confines. They've got Natchitoches Central, and it comes on the heels of a nice game against Ash this past Friday night down in the Cenla. They struggled early on, but found a way in the second half to kind of put it together, as you see, and got a much-deserved W.
Well, and Eric Outley led the offense, Gene. He was 8 of 16 passing, 149 yards, and he had over 200 yards rushing. Good night for a quarterback.
All right, Jared Ball, tell us about those Chiefs.
You cut on the video, and they've got some really good players all over the place. I don't think, you know, they've done a very good job of putting things together necessarily. They haven't played together, but as an individual by individual basis, they've got some really good players all over the place.
Again, that one is in Ruston on Friday night. Ouachita again hosting the Rebels, and Pineville will be playing Ash on Friday night as well. All right, now we're going to kind of shift gears once again, talk 3A football, and the Sterlington Panthers continue on that crash course to Union, who they will have on Friday night, but it was not before dismantling Madison on Friday night. No surprise there, but I thought Coach did the right thing and got a lot of kids into the ball game and got out of there with a nice W.
Yeah, and Coach wanted to point out 2 young running backs he has. One of them is named Zach Crane, a sophomore, had 3 touchdowns as a sophomore, Gene, and also a freshman named Larry Rogers. He had almost 70 yards rushing.
2 undefeated district teams meeting in Union. Lee, tell us about this one.
Well, it's a big game because it's the next game, and you know, we're just trying to stay focused and get better every day, and you know, not not just get overhyped about the game itself. They're just so big and physical. Their offensive line is huge, and their backs run really hard, and the defense, everybody on the defense can tackle, and they're very hard hitters.
Now let's talk about those formers. I wish this is one of those kind of games you wish we could be up there and do the radio show from on K104, because it's going to be that kind of a contest. Union took apart Carroll just as we expected they would. With all due respect to the Bulldogs, you're looking at some of that ball game, but Coach Spat has them playing well here in Week 9.
Well, he's got a real good receiver named Jalen Jones. He had 2 touchdowns the other night, 2 big catches in the end zone. But he also has a real good linebacker named Jared Singleton, 8 tackles, 3 sacks.
Well, he knows what's coming his way on Friday night.
Sterlington's a physical ball club, very well coached, similar to our style, run a football, run a similar style to us and running the veer. And we'll get in some shotgun and do some things too. But, they're going to be where they're supposed to be. They're going to do their jobs and in all aspects of the game, and we're going to have to do ours as well.
Now, you talk about great matchups. Obviously, Sterlington Union Parish. Well, on Friday night, Wassman plays Carroll. Baby Bayou Classic.
Yeah, and they're not very far apart, Gene.
No, they know each other very, very well. And Wassman, of course, as you see, coming off a victory against Richwood this past Friday night. But boy, I'm telling you, it's all about taking on the Sea Dogs this week.
Basically, play Carroll High School this Friday, and that's like enough said for the kids. Crosstown rivalry. Every year is the biggest game on our schedule. We beat them in the Jamboree pretty sound, and those kids haven't forgot about that. Either have our kids also. So it's going to be a tough ball game for us Friday night, going over to Bulldog Country. I'm fired up about it. My kids are fired up about it, and it's going to be a great challenge.
Through 8 weeks, we're kind of finding out who we are. We got to get a little more physical, and we got to get a little more consistent on offense.
All right, coaches, we appreciate your time. Looking forward to covering that one for you Friday night on Football Friday Night Extra right here on Fox 14 at 11. All right, the Richwood Rams, we just made mention, lost to Wassman the other night. I think they've gotten better in spurts, but boy, he had opportunities that got away from him this past week.
Yeah, Benny Davis, his running back, had another good night, 130 yards rushing and a couple of touchdowns. What a good player he is, Gino.
All right, everybody, they're back in Mackey Freeze this week. They've got Madison coming over from Tallulah.
This Friday we play Madison squad. Like I said, they have about 20 players on that team. It's going to be senior night for us, so we got to make sure that we're focused and that we take care of business this Friday night. Like I said, they have a good quarterback, good running back, but main thing for us to keep those guys in front of us and run to the football like we did last Friday.
As we head to break, here's a look at Friday night's 3A schedule. Gina Caldwell, that one could be a lot of fun to watch. Loyola Prep is at Rayville, Wassman Carroll, Richwood at home, and again the biggie up at Union Parish. All right, everybody, time to hear from some of our great sponsors. We'll see you in a few.
It's been a few years since my playing days.
Even longer for me, but the dedication to hard work,
the competition too, Dad,
has laid the foundation for the type of attorneys we are.
Our team at the Downs Law Firm is proud to support our local high school football programs.
All season long, you'll hear us on K104 Friday Night Scoreboard Show, and this year we're helping to raise money for local charities as part of our Game of the Week.
Winning on and off the field.
It's what we do.
Get in the game. Call Ross.
When you're thinking wings, there's only one place to go. Go Wings, where you'll find many unique wing flavors to choose from. Hot lemon pepper, bacon bourbon, garlic parmesan, buffalo ranch, and much more. There's hand-dipped corn dogs and fresh squeezed lemonade, too. And always make room for dessert, because the fried pies are phenomenal. Who can resist a fried apple or lemon pie? Open from 11 to late, 7 days a week. Go Wings. It's where to go for wings.
You're the first one up in the morning. You're ready for the day, and you've got a lot to do. But sometimes you need a bigger shovel. For over 17 years, Kepper Dirt and Equipment Rental has been keeping the big boys in the big toys. Doesn't matter if you're a hunter, farmer, contractor, or you just like getting dirty. We've got the steel to get the job done right. Kepper Dirt and Equipment Rental. Work done. right.
At Sonic, we're dedicated to the future of this community.
That's why we're a proud sponsor of the Sonic Drive-In Red Zone Scholarship.
A $2,000 scholarship will be awarded to a deserving high school senior, and in turn will be used to help further his or her education at the college of that student's choice.
Applications can be picked up at any participating Sonic Drive-In in Monroe, West Monroe, Jonesboro, or Winfield, and all entries are due in or before November 12th. Sonic Drive-In in Red Zone, proving students are winners.
$2.99 for a Car Hop Classic. What a steal.
Steal? That's a heist. Put this on.
Oh, disguise.
I don't think I can eat in this. It's all part of the plan, my friend.
Get a quarter-pound double cheeseburger or a Slinger Plus Tots for $2.99. Try it today.
Fox 14, the official home for NFL and New Orleans Saints football.
All right, everybody, we're kind of back to kind of wrap things up here on a Wednesday night. Certainly hope you've enjoyed the show. We're looking forward to Week 9. Want to remind everybody our Sonic Drive-In Scholarship has about 3 weeks left. Get by any of the restaurants in Monroe, West Monroe, Jonesboro, or Winfield. Pick up an application and get that baby turned in. Some lucky senior, boy or girl, is going to win a $2,000 scholarship toward the higher institution of their choice. All that being said, I want to remind you, too, that you catch Joey and I, along with Clay Parker and Ross Downs, on the Tailgate Show on KMLB 540. We begin that baby from Ouachita at 5 o'clock on Friday night, so you can listen to us going to the game all the way up until 6:30, and then we're back on K104 at 8 o'clock till 10:30 with all the coaches' interviews and the finals from the night. Should be, what we say, a good night of football.
A good night of football. And Gene, who we're going to raise money for this week is St. Jude.
It is St. Jude's, and that, it ought to make hopefully a great night. So, folks, if you're heading out to Ouachita this week to watch the Rebels, bring some change, bring a couple of dollars. We're raising money as part of our tailgate show and our Ross Downs Game of the Week for a great, great cause. Folks, hope you've enjoyed everything. Again, appreciate the great folks here at Go Wings. Their food is so awesome. And we've had a great crowd in the house tonight, too, as well. Come by and see them right here on Desert Street by ULM. For everybody involved with the show, hope you have a great week, everybody. Here's our music video brought to you by our good friend, Eddie Kepper.
Touchdown, Cam Wright.